everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. All our videos are educational purposes only, and if you are wanted to follow some of our signals, you're very welcome to follow some of our signals, and as long as at your own risk and stay on a sim. On this system, if you don't know, we have three different system we cover. As an example, this one here is fully automated and now is fixing to close. This one coming from the market analyzer. As you see here, you have an entry price 219 and target is 2912.50. And this one here, the market analyzer is based on the 1 minute, and all the blue charts, they are based on 1 minute. But also you can use the 3 minutes, like what I'm doing here. I'm using the fully automated on the 3 minutes. And we just closed the ES on the 3 minutes as well. And the blue chart here is based on a 1 minute, but I'm using on the blue chart ATM. So there is three different directions. It's the same signal. You can use the ATM strategy like this one here, the YM. You can extend the target if you want to, or short out your target. It's all the same entry. Or if you want to use a different time frame or 1 minute and you want to use full automated, you don't have to do anything to it. Then this one here. It is fully automated. Plot an entry at the signal, plot the target, and plot the trailing stop. As you see here, this is full automated. So if I wanted to extend the target here, it goes back because it's on a full automated. So this one here is just hitting the target. As you see, this is a full automated. And I cannot, and it is finished. And this one here, I'm using the 3 minutes on the full automated. However, on this one here, on the chart we are sharing, it is 1 minute, and we are using an ATM strategy. It's the same entry. The market analyzer is based on 1 minute, and as you see, we have 34 ticks from the last entry signal, 83 ticks from the last entry signal, and 66 ticks from the last entry signal. So right now, between the ES, NASDAQ, and Dow Jones, we have almost a couple hundred ticks into the profit based on one target only. So the market was right before we, around 9:30, the market was doing very well to up direction. And all of a sudden, a turnaround within a split second. That's why I didn't have time to extend my target, but they hit their target and it was done. So there is only thing left right now on the YM. And we will be covering some of the scalpers and some of the swing tradings as well. This is a very interesting on the signal entry. As you see here right now, it is trying to show you the bigger time frame. And it was working very well till 9:45, 15 minutes before we need to start the live today. And it hit on the double resistance, fired the reversal, and it was the rest is a history. And the market dropped immediately from the 2350 all the way to 13 immediately. And if you see here on the 15 minutes chart, we have an entry at 9:14 is going directly to the target, which the target is a 907.25. So this is a really amazing day today. Very nice day. Everything is trending on the we will be covering some of the swing trading within no time today. We have hit a lot of automated trades has hit the target, and we will be covering some of the auto trades on our way. As an example, with this automated trade, this is the swing trading, and we had an early trade today on the ES, beautiful trade, and it hit right at the top of it. And then when the market on the first pullback, the market took another trade, and we are on the ES based on 1 minute on the full automated trade. This is a different one. This is a swing trading, and now we are hammering to 625. This is a very interesting one. On the 5 minutes direction on the DAX, we are around a couple thousand euro, which it was almost 3,000, but because of the immediate drop down, and until now the DAX has not closed direction, but we still have a couple thousand on one trade on the DAX, and the others has hit the target. We will be covering some of the stuff as well. It is an amazing day, a trending day, and it is good. Unlike last week, it was really a lot of a chop market. So at the moment, for the traders trying to take a trade and trying to find a direction, we will try to help you as much as we can, and try to explain to you what's going on in the market. At the moment, we are based on one lot in the market analyzer, and based on the entry, we are up to, since 9 o'clock, we are up to 461 ticks. If you see here the total PNL, we are 455 ticks to the positive side, and 587 based on one contract ES, and 695 based on last entry signal, one trade, one lot, 360, 281 on the 30-year Treasury bond, 760 on the Russell. This is a new signal, and we have 87, and on the gold we have 100 and down 75 on the Forex future. Euro dollar, and the CL, it is 400 into the trade. So it is amazing. It is, as you see here on the chart YM, we have a 345. You can see on the YM here we have a 355, 355. So the market analyzer is based on 1 minute, and you can do ATM or ATM strategy. You can do the same thing with the Forex and the stocks. You can follow the signals based on the Forex and the stocks. But also in the same time, because today the market is trending very well, you are very welcome also to follow some scalping trade. So we're going to put some market analyzer for you here, and you can see when there is a new, if you want to scalp the market, because right now you cannot take any trade, but as an example, right now you can see where the Nasdaq taking long, and here is $50 down, or $30, and now it is even. So this is your market order number. We will be there is right now also another friendly use before I continue. As you see right now, the ES hit the target on the 15 minutes, and we're not expecting any more to the downside on the market. Let me explain to you why and how we made it a little bit friendly and does not require that much. If you notice here, there is a 2 yellow line. Once we enter those 2 yellow lines, there is no more short trade valid. It could be the market to drop another 10 ticks or 20 ticks. But once this market enter this yellow, does mean now, and if we notice here on the ES, we have plotted a couple reversal. Those they do not repaint, plus a support line at 906.75, and then it is into this yellow lines here, which it is a really critical area. That's mean if you want to be taken short in those area, your probability losing that trade is 9 or 8 out of 10, because it's no longer valid to take any more short trade when you are entering those dangerous zone. The same thing on the upper, when the market is going long, we did this area here telling you this is an area where you're no longer uh, able to take any long trade. So it is everything plot on the chart automatically, and it is a very friendly use, and it is not hard to comprehend what's going on in the market. So right now we are bottoming up on this one here, and there is not much to grab to the short trade anymore. The reason is there is a lot of risk taking a short trade here, not unless if you want to scalp, and that's why we are putting the market analyzer for you. If you are interested in scalping the market, taking if you're light-handed with your trade, then as you see now there is a new entry on the Nasdaq, and there is a new no, the CL did not, but we have a new entry on the Nasdaq, so you can scalp it if you want to, so you can follow and keep your eye on the scalping. But however, there is a new signal right now on the euro dollar. The entry price, it is 135.10, and the target is 34.15, and this is a new signal on the ES. So if I'm busy or I'm trying to cover something else, you can always keep your eye on the first column here on the left upper for the market analyzer, and you can see if there is a new signals coming up. Right now we are 519 into the profit based on the last entry signal. It's not the whole day, and the market, it is finished to the downside, and now we are looking for a new trade or a new signal to the long side. Even if we look at the ES, or we are, if you want to use the 3 minutes, we have used the 3 minutes today. And if we look at the ES on the 3 minutes, it has hit beautiful entry, and the target was right at the fibs. It seems like there is a little more potential to the downside, but it is you have to understand, if you are taking short in those area, you will be taking extremely high risk, and you have to be very light-handed, because right now the market at the moment is finished to the downside, and if you're not good with the reversal, stay tuned, so we can call a long trade for you when it is in line. We will be calling some long trades on any of them. For the CL traders, again, it's the same story. Even there is an inventory. I will cover it a little bit. And now we have, if you notice, the CL has entered the dangerous zone here between the two yellow line, and then your trend exhaustion has fired to the opposite direction, and there is a symmetry has fired in conjunction with your trend exhaustion. So this is indicating you cannot anymore take in a short trade. And as a matter of fact, if you have a little beefed up account, this is where you need to take a trade and widen your stop loss, because this is a reversal area on the CL. I don't know if it's going to be with the next 10 ticks or 5 ticks, but this is an area where you need to reverse the market on all of them, actually. So if you want to test that, you're very welcome. Go on the sim account and test to click on one buying trade on the CL market order. Do not use a stop loss, because it's on a sim. It's not on a real money. and try to click one buy order on the ES just for the hell of it, and to do the same on the Nasdaq and do the same on the YM, because those market has entered in those. Nasdaq did not really enter this market, but the rest of the market did. So, and leave it, and then if you come back within half an hour, you will find there is an amazing money in there to take some good profit on those. So try to test it and activate a normal trade without stop loss to see how accurate it is. When you are when this market turn around, we have given you the indication that there is no more further direction to the downside. Now, when we are saying there is no more further direction, it could be with the noises there is 10 ticks, something like this, 10, 15 ticks, but there is a fatigue in the market to the downside, and now we are turning around. And what happened usually, especially when the market goes down, it turns around right under our noses, and we don't recognize it, because it does not just go in a V shape like it used to be in the old days, because of the internet and the market have smoothed out a lot. It goes, it's like when you are turning around, making a U-turn with a boat, which it takes a huge U-turn. So in a way, right now in the market right now, because you will see immediate drop, then the market start flattening it out here horizontally a little bit, and then start gaining little at the time and start turning around and going up. So it is like exactly U-turn on a boat. It's going to take a huge circle to go around and make a U-turn. So this is how you can see. And also, if we notice, you can also, if you would like to find the pinpoint entry where you can reversal, as an example here on the scalper has already took a trade actually to the long side in the scalping. And now, as you see, this market start lifting up, and this is the beginning of an end on this one here. So right now, if we notice on this market, we're still on the 500 takes profit around those area, and there is no increase in the profit. We just turn it around, and we are going around the circle at the moment. So for the short trade right now, I will not invest any more money on the short, because now it starts getting higher risk and a higher risk in the future trading to risk, and your trade is going to be like 2 out of 10, so there is a very high risk in those area, and this is going to cause a lot of aggravation for a lot of traders when they lose money. But here it's telling us stop trading short and now start looking for reversal, which we have covered how to look for reversal before, but I cannot cover it again on the reversal today. And then I will cover it another day on a slow day, how to predict the reversal. Most of our trade has locked the daily profit today, and I will be covering some of them. If we are taking the Nasdaq as an example, if you take the 244 ticks, it hit it. This is one trade on 244, and it was done immediately. And the 150 ticks hit 715, and the 4 range hit also 700, and the 5 minutes hit 680. So they all did very well. And the 3 minutes Nasdaq, it is still kicking with it, and we are on the Nasdaq. The 3 minutes, we still on that trade with 1,300, and on the CL we still, let's finish the YM. And the YM also took another trade right now on the YM. Actually, the YM didn't do well on the 3 minutes, and but on the YM, on the 1 minute, also just took a trade. It's not much in that trade. Let me see. On the 1 minute, I just took a short trade, and as you see here how flat it is, and one of the option we have made to our traders, I know auto trader people don't like to touch anything, but like those positions right now, we know this market is done to the downside. On this one here, I can do that much to it. I can say close position. Now it did, and it nailed 1,500. Now I can go ahead and reload, and now the auto trade has reloaded and armed again. But because I know the market is done to the downside, and this is a very, oh, thank you, sir. We have another guy also done for today. Because we know the downside is over, then we can reload it and we can activate long only. As you see now, it's come in the cayenne color, that now this auto trade is gonna keep going, but it's not gonna be interested in taking a short trade. He will be interested in taking only long trade. So this is something very important that the trader can recognize. And if you don't want to mess with it, you don't need to mess with it. You can turn it off and leave it, and can take both direction. But if you want it, this is a very good warning sign that this market is, there's nothing much left to the downside. Then I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to go and start analyzing the market. Is a very simple, we can say, to direct that auto trade to take a long trade only, and that it is put it out of our way, because the entry are very good, the time frame is extremely accurate, and we are no longer, it is our problem. We can have this auto trade take a direction on the long side when it fits. As we see right now, since when we have talked to you, it is the end of that short trades. I'm sure if you have tested it and you put the honest long trade, we can see the CL start getting momentum and trying to break the 64.24 as we speak. If we look at the ES, this is exactly what I told you. There is no more V shapes like it used to be, or M shape or W shapes in the bars. There is no more on those. And as we see, this market has dropped, and now it level out. It's like a big boat, and now we are going very slowly, sneak right under our nose, and it's gonna go up. So this is something, it is a good indication when this market goes between the two yellow lines. 9 out of 10, you have a winner. 9 out of 10, you're gonna be catching this market from the bottom all the way up again. 9 out of 10, this is gonna be the trade for today, and call it off. As we see the same story happening, once we hit those yellow lines, the market now is coming to struggle with those double resistance. But it's not our problem anymore, because you should be closing all those positions to the short side. And now we are trying to tangle to the waiting on a buy signal chart, and then we will be calling the buy signal chart for you. This is also, it is very good if you have in the corner the 3 minutes chart, let's say on the ES. Also, I think I have showed you the NASDAQ when we are using the automated trade, full automated, and I'm using the full automated on the 3 minutes, and the ATM I'm using 1 minute. As we see, the target was right to the fib line and fired a couple reversal. Your trend exhaustion turned into positive, and now those is fixing to turn to positive, and then immediately we will be getting a new signal for a buy signal. Now we've been here live for over 20 minutes, and as you see, this is also one of the indication that now, because this market turning around, we're not increasing in the takes. Now we are dropping from 500 takes into the profit to 430 into the profit, and the reason is now this market start turning around, and it's working like a clock. And now we are about to have, as you see, the ES is scalping. That's why I left the market analyzer. The ES has caught that trade to the long side, and now the CL entering the market one more time on the trader with the trend, and the CL scalping catch one trade here with a 125, and now it is going farther up. So this is a very amazing signal you can rely on. If you wanted to reverse, you can look at the market analyzer of the scalper, and that can give you pretty good indication when to enter the market as well, in conjunction with your price action. And as you see right now, we are dropping to 421 ticks, and now it is fixing to go on a new signal. And why this market was going very smooth? Because the ES was onto the sell position, and the NASDAQ on the sell position. They're all working together, and the YM is on the sell position, and the 30-year Treasury bond was on the opposite direction. So the market was in sequence. The market was not too much play in it, and that's why it was amazing drop, and it was an amazing profit on the way down, because there is the NASDAQ and the ES and the Dow Jones that were working on the same direction, and the 30-year Treasury bond was going on the opposite direction. That indicate that this market is smooth no matter what you do, whether you are automated trade or a hand trade or a manual trade. You cannot go wrong that much with your trade. So there is some days when the 30-year Treasury bond is going the opposite, the same direction, working parallel with the ES. That means you have a play in the market, and we don't know which one is wrong and which one is right. So right now, as you see, the CL, the YM, the NASDAQ has entered the market, and the scalper from the market analyzer, that also you can follow those signals. You can predict what's going on those, and that can help you also magnifying where is those entries needs to be done. And this is a really also a signal calculated by math. It's not an eyeball and indicator, so you can always rely on those entries because they are very well calculated. So guys, at the moment we are waiting on a new signal to the buy order. And as you see right now, our profit from 500 now start going down to 390, and it's going to go down to 200, because once we hit those yellow lines, you should have flat out everything, or if you are using an automated trade, you would have been out on that trade, like what I showed you on the NASDAQ and everything, and now you're looking for a new signal. So doing this transition here between the short signal and the long signal, we sit on the side. So this is going to help you a lot by not dive in to a lot of getting into a pile of mud when the market is going to chop. So I'm going to be stay quiet for a while until we have a new signal, and once we get the new signal, I will alarm you with it. And please keep your eye on the first left upper corner here where it says a new signal. you will find, I cannot put every chart in here. If you are a Russell trader, 30-year Treasury bond trader, or 6E or GC, or you will find them all here, and you will see the new signal. It tells you the new entry and where is the target has to be. So this is a very friendly use, not very hard to do. And when I see some trade, as you see, when we were talking about the NASDAQ, has nailed 130 on that trade on the NASDAQ. So this is also amazing entry in conjunction with a different system here, can really guide you through the day without getting in trouble. Okay, I'll be quiet for a few minutes, and I'll keep my eye on the market. Thank you. I hope somebody saw this new signal come out on the NASDAQ. We are about to have a new signal on the ES, and we are about to have a new signal on YM. We're getting close to new signal. Keep your eye in here, please. We have a new signal on the YM. A new signal on the YM. You can see it here. An entry price is 26451. Target 499. Whoever took that Nasdaq, you gotta be watched for 7718, and then you need to. The target is 2350. You can take it a notch down to 2275 because we have a resistance, and keep your eye on the 7718. The market is sitting on a split tick. If we notice on the ES, this is your key in the market right now, is a 2912 on the ES. If we notice the ES came in 1, 2, 3, 4 times, he has to break that area. before we can see the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones go into the target. The ES has tried to break the 912. This is the last destination for the short term, and it is fell. If the market has closed above the 12, we would have had a very good direction on all three instruments here. Because this ES has fell on the 2912, now we are experiencing some pullback, and the Nasdaq is a bit strong, but the YM immediately dropped on the YM. So keep your eye. The key right now, the whole market key is your ES 2912. We have to be above the 2912 before we can have call it a long direction on the ES, which the rest will follow. So as long as this ES not able to break that 912, that's mean fast your seatbelt. We are on a little chop market at the moment. So very simple, guys. Now look, keep your eye on this. We have called that one for you. We told you to be careful on the 7/7/1825. Now, if this ES able to break the 912, your Nasdaq is gonna fly all the way, probably to the 36.75 or 46. We will see. But if that ES not able to break the 912, you better close your Nasdaq now. So this is a game. You have a couple of $100 on that trade. Close it, because if this ES not able to break the 912, we are going back to test the 906 level, and that is going to bring a lot of volatility in here. Be careful, guys. Okay, guys, I'll stay quiet, and then we'll see what will happen. As long as you understand where the key, mark your chart 2912 on the ES. This is your key, folks. This is your magic number for now. The ES is getting a lot heavier right now because the projection at 910, and that is going to make a problem for the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq, we have a projection, and again, folks, what's going on here? That's what we have covered from the beginning. The ES and the 30-year Treasury bond are on the same direction. Once this market on the same direction, the 30-year Treasury bond signal, there is no indicator is going to show you uh, chop market. There is none. Yeah, it comes with experience. But for the ones are struggling in this market, once you have the 30-year Treasury bond and the ES tried to break the 912, it was the last stop to the short side. Anything above the 912, it was long. Okay? So we were not over the short side yet. And then the Nasdaq and the YM went ahead, and it didn't work because the ES fell to take that above the 912. So now we wind up with the ES is in the same direction of the 30-year Treasury bond. That is a disaster. This is where you need to take your hands off. There is nothing we can do with the sell position because we're still in the sell position on the Nasdaq, on the ES. But if this ES decide to drop below the 906, that's mean we are going to have a new sell signal on the YM and the Nasdaq. Then we can take the Nasdaq and the YM. So at the moment, hands off until we see what this market decided to do. One thing, this poor guy is automated trading, not knowing what's going on. He will be start diving into bad trades, and that it is going to be very costly and aggravation because he is not aware of problem in the market. And honestly, you can buy any auto trade you want. If you don't know what's going on in the market, you're gonna be shooting a blind, and one day you're gonna make money, one day you're gonna lose money. It is not your auto trader problem, it is actually your problem to understand if you are auto trading YM and it's not going to your direction, or a Nasdaq is not going to your direction because the market has a lot of noises and it's not synchronizing, and you are not aware of it. So there is a lot of connection between, it's like there is a lot of connection between all those instruments. You cannot just look to ES if you are an ES trader, or a Nasdaq if you are a Nasdaq trader. You have to look all three of them. At the same time, you need to keep your eye on the 30-year Treasury bond. At the same time, you have to have the 3-minute chart open to see what's going on, and the 15-minute chart. Those days, you think you can get away with it with a MACD and an ATR. Those days are long gone years ago. It's no longer valid. It is trading with the high frequency. Is no longer you are able to take the market with a couple indicators. That's mean you, if you are, you must be dreamer. It's no longer valid. And another thing is, the only time you can gain experience by looking at your charts day after day, and then that will give you. And if you have something very friendly use like here, Everything is plotted on the chart. You just need guidance how to look at this market. Then you will be okay. But in 2019, you cannot come in with a couple small guns and start shooting at the market and think you're gonna nail it. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna go anywhere with that. That's reality. So right now, we are into the chop market, and we need to see what the ES is doing. Now we got stuck between the 906.50 as a support line and the 912. Uh, the market did not make it at 912, and now there is a projection has put more pressure on the ES, and now we are stuck between a projection and a support line. So the market has got caught into the channel here. One of the guys said the YouTube channel, no, 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 the channel here between the resistance and the support area, and now the ES is trying to find a new exit. Now it is the Nasdaq is gonna go and try to go short again because the ES fell to go across the 912. It took a long trade, made a couple of $300, but then lost it when the ES refused to go above 912. Then the Nasdaq and the YM went into the same direction. That's why you see right now for the YM traders it is a huge mess. It is one flat market on the YM right now, and that is not healthy at all. So that what tells us, folks, that it's not you decide when to take a trade. This is the biggest mistake by any trader, that I can do it from 9 to 10 and go home. No, you cannot do that. The market, there is sometimes the market will not allow you to trade. You will be taking a very high risk when you're misreading it. And when right now the market, the 30-year Treasury bond is in the same direction as the ES. This is where you need to take your hands off, go get yourself a cup of coffee, relax, and wait till the market come back to the synchronized position. Like when we first started today, the market was synchronized. The ES, Nasdaq, and Dow Jones in one direction, and the 30-year Treasury bond is on the opposite direction. That indicate this market is doing very fine. Right now we're getting into a lot of a chop, and we're about to have a new signal on the Nasdaq, and probably if this ES able to break the 906, that is going to, you cannot trade ES anymore. Short, it's finished. But there is a good potential to take the Nasdaq when it turn to short trade, which is any minute now. We should have a new signal on the Nasdaq. The most important things right now is to keep our eye on the ES support line. Those are your less than $1 a day, and they are amazing. They do amazing job, and they give you very good keys in the market on a daily basis, whether you are automated trading or manual trading. So right now, if this, you can see how this market works as an art. If this ES breaking that line, we are going to have a new signal on the Nasdaq. Nasdaq, even when the Nasdaq goes off by itself, do not follow the ES for the last few years, 6 years or so. The Nasdaq don't follow the ES on a daily basis. But what you find out is when the ES come into hard line or hard key, like the 912 or like the 906 right now on the support line, you will notice the Nasdaq hold, and now we have a new signal. You can see it from the market analyzer sell position at 79600, the target 67700. But we have this a new signal followed by a small projection, and the ES has not broke that line, the 90675. So immediately you'll find out this market did not continue dropping. The market is holding still on that number because the ES has fell to go below the 906. Could be going back to retest the 10 level. I don't know, or if it's going to give in below the 906. So when should I take that trade if you want to trade manually? When should I take that trade on the NASDAQ? As you see right now, the NASDAQ took that trade very fine. We are on the projection. We need to keep our eye on the ES. If this ES gonna go down and break the 90675, and probably if I want to be conservative, I will put, as you see here, down to the tick. Right after the signal, it was a projection at 94.25, and the ES has fell to go below the 90675. So for me to trade the NASDAQ, I will take a trade right below limited order, right below the projection. So if this ES coming back and break the 906, I will be catching that trade. However, if this market keep going up, and the ES is going back to retest the 912 level, then I'm out of that game. I'm not into that game here. So this is where the details sometimes makes it different in your trade. And as we see here, immediately the high risk was in there, and the NASDAQ coming in now to the resistance line, extreme high risk. The ES did not break that area. That's why I was not too excited about this new signal. But the auto trade took it. That's fine. You know. As you see, when the market was in sequence with the ES, NASDAQ, and Dow Jones, we nailed 500 ticks based on one contract. And now we are going in the circle with 200 ticks because of this mess with the NASDAQ, ES, and 30-year Treasury bond going in the same direction. That is going to cause drop in your profit immediately when the 30-year Treasury bond going in the same direction as the ES. Immediately, you start losing your daily profit. Immediately. When you see this chart blinking like this, that means there is a buyers coming in, and they are probably going to back to push that 912 to see if the 912 will hold or not. I would love to see it breaking the 912. Have tried it before. It did not work. We are caught between the support line and the resistance line. So at the moment, I like to see that ES either dropping below the 6.5 or breaking the 912 in order for us to trade again. So we will see what is going on. And you have to be patient with your trade. Again, if you wanted to take that trade on the NASDAQ, keep your eye on the ES 906.75. And if you want to put a short order on the NASDAQ, please put it at the 93.693 short limited. So put it 1 inch before or 1 tick before 693 limited order sell position. This way, if this ES did not break the 906, you are not getting filled. And if the NASDAQ broke that projection, then we get filled and going all the way down. At the moment, you should not be messing with the NASDAQ. The only short entry is at 93.693 level limited order sell. And this is very good. If this market or the ES trying to test the 912, that's mean we are going all the way up to those area here. This is a big mess. So be careful with your trade, folks. With the ES, the key, anything below the 912 is short. And then what happening, as you see here, I don't believe in double bottom, double top, triple. I don't believe in those, but we look at them. And if we notice The market came in two times on the 906.75. This is your support line. Then trying to climb to the 912 to retest, but we have a resistance line at 911 and a stop at 911. Just a second. So you can see how they came into 911 and now it's going back to retest the 906.75 one more time. So this is a really, the story is very clean story here on the ES, and that is having an impact on the YM. If we look at the YM, it is one straight line from 1028 is not moving. Here is the question to the guy is auto trading the YM, how he is, where the ticks gonna be coming from when the market is flat, you know. So knowledge and then automate. This is very powerful, but automating without knowledge, it is a disaster. Actually, doesn't matter which auto trade you're using; it's irrelevant. So knowledge does not mean knowledge you have to be behind a computer 20 years. No, knowledge just to understand the basic, which require a few weeks. You know, like what we are showing you here. When the market enter a danger zone, when there is a chop, keep your eye on the market analyzer. I mean, those are basic that require from a trader, if he have the software, within a couple of 3 weeks should be on his feet. So we're not asking to sit 1 year or to be programmer. No, 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 or trying to tweak. But at least we have to know where we are going with this. Like anything else in this life. It's like when you're taking a trip with your car, you go around and see the tires. You check up your water, your oil before you take a long journey on your car. And it's the same thing when you come into the market in the morning. You gotta go around, kick the tires. So um, just the basic, you need to cover the basic before you start thinking going live. It is very important on a daily basis to just take 10 minutes in the morning and look around, see how things work. Okay, the DAX, we have a new signal on the DAX, and we have the the 30-year Treasury bond just to plot a signal. The 30-year Treasury bond just to plot a signal buy. So now we are on the opposite direction of the ES, and now we only have the YM as a buy. So now we are going to start getting smooth out movement in the market because the 30-year Treasury bond just fired a signal, and the CES now they are going in the opposite direction, and that we are gonna see some movement in the market. Because the 30-year Treasury bond a few seconds ago hit the buy entry. Uh, Now I'm expecting this Nasdaq to drop, and I'm expecting that ES to break the 906.75. So let's see what is going to happen here. So we just had a signal to buy signal. We have the YM still in the buy signal. We're not getting any movement on the YM. We will very soon. So now the market is about to get lined up. So I'm expecting right now to see some kind of major breakout. Let's see what will happen. Keep your eye close on the 30-year Treasury bond, and it is the ES. Now they are in the opposite direction. So that I'm expecting the 906.75 gonna break, and if it does, this is gonna be sell entry at 93 level, limited order on a sim, sell entry, limited order on the Nasdaq. The YM is just sitting there. We'll wait and see. So you can see immediately once those two goes the opposite direction, there is an immediate impact on your trade. Now I'm expecting the 906 to be broken, and we're about to have a new signal on the YM. And as I told you, if we are breaking the 906.75, you need to put a short order at the 993 level, and we have a new signal coming on the YM. And as you see, when the 30-year Treasury bond changed direction and gave us a buy order, immediately this market had an impact. So you can see how powerful it is. The 30-year Treasury bond actually is a very strong, it's like a tank in the market, and the market uh, reflect on the 30 movement. So this is a now this is the first little break out of the ES. Eventually, it's gonna break it right now. And on the 30 on the Nasdaq, you stay on the 93.50 or 93 limited order sell position. And if this ES not able to break the 906, all bets are off. But I think it will break the 906. This one here, the 906.75, and that is gonna change the whole face. Momentum on the future trading here on the ES, Nasdaq, and Dow Jones. So let's see what will happen. Now we are fighting the tick. Once you understand how the future market is, like the same thing what happened earlier on the YM and the Nasdaq that went long, and the ES was firing to the tick, the 912. And right now we are firing, and this is your magic number. This is your flashlight for today until 12 o'clock. Is the key is your 906 906.75. This is a key, and this key is going to impact your trading, your automated trading, your money for today. So the key is right in front of you, the magic key, the magic number. And that number here, all the traders are hanging on that number here. Sadly, not everybody reading the market the way we are analyzing the market. But the reality is the magic key is right there. 906.75 is going to have an impact on the Nasdaq and Dow Jones. So for those gentlemen, when they call and they say, I only trade Nasdaq, or I only trade ES, or I only trade CL, I cannot comprehend that, because a trader is a trader. I mean, if you are trading the Nasdaq, you're not looking at the ES. You're not a good trader. I don't care what you say. You have to have all three working. You cannot only trade the YM. Okay, good luck. How is it working for you? I'm sure it's not working for you. Or if you are saying, I'm trading only Nasdaq, you can trade Nasdaq, but you have to look at the ES and YM and 30-year Treasury bond, and then you have to look at the 3 minutes and 15 minutes to get a clean picture where we are going with this market. But you cannot say, I'll turn a blind eye on one instrument and I only want to, you cannot do that anymore. From this early morning when we first started the webinar today at 10 o'clock, we had an entry. We had a beautiful ride. And then around 9:30, we turned around. We had the sell entry at 9:14. And we told you we're going to have a target at 9:07, and we did. And if we look at the ES on the 15 minutes, it came into the resistance line and stayed flirting with the target and the support line. And now is trying to break that area here. If we are breaking that area, we have a very good potential, a lot of drops today. So Again, the 15 minutes has given us a very clean picture what happened today or what is going to happen today. So as we see, and now whoever I call the trade, you are on that trade, and we are about to have a short trade on the YM. You're very welcome to follow it because it's going to be genuine. So now we have broke that key, the magic key 906, and who's ever took that trade on the Nasdaq, he's going to be doing fine on that. And but you need to keep your hands tight. Now is 11:28, and could be. And there we go. As you see, it is a very healthy trade on the Nasdaq. Beautiful trade, and you are right into the money. What's going on right now? We have one little minor support here at 905. I think we are about to break it, and once we break it, we are going straight down. So there is a little pullback because of this 905. As you see, those lines are extremely accurate, and those they can put you on a different level of trading. Even if you are automated trading, I will put them on the chart, the one you are automate trade with, because this is going to give you a total different looks to how you are looking at this market. So as you see right now, this market working like a clock. The trade we have called is working fine. And now we have the YM is fixing to drop. We have not given us a sell signal, but which it will, hopefully. And once we break the 905, the YM is gonna lose momentum and it's gonna drop like a wall with us. The 30-year Treasury bond going in the opposite direction, so we are fine. And we are waiting on the YM to respond. For some reason, the YM is not just moving yet. It will. So I give you the link, and I gave you what to look for, and please mark your ES the 905, and we are about to break the 905. As we see from the scalping, is all short trade. The ES is on a short trade. The Nasdaq is on a short trade. The YM is on a short trade. So that will give us a very good indication the market is trending down, and this is a really uh, uh, very nice, folks. Today we have used almost 2 hours. I want to say thank you very much. It was a pleasure serving every one of you. Please, if you like us, give us a thumb up on the YouTube, and we look forward to see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. God bless you all, and please stay. Okay, this is the second day you do that to me, sir. I will stay a few more minutes. I'll just let you go through the 905 here. You're very welcome, sir. Uh, a little bumper on the 85 level. Don't let it scare you. We have requests to stay when we get the new signal on the YM. Sure enough, you can take it from now. It's fine. And this one here, the last one we called for you. You can see how accurate our lines are. Our zone is 86. Because the ES going on the same direction, we're about to break that area. And now we are on a total different scale. And we are about to have a new signal on the YM. For the traders followed me on the Nasdaq, let me know on the sky, please. We're about to have a new signal on the YM. Can you see, guys, how accurate those zones are? Look where the Nasdaq stopped at, but it's going to break it. Don't worry. Sure, Pete. Right after the webinar. Sure, sir. Can you see how accurate it is? Very soon you'll learn to respect those numbers and those lines. Within 2 hours, you'll find out. Oh, you're welcome, Scala. Thank you, sir. And Scala, be aware there is a new signal on the YM. I will take it. It's coming very soon. Uh, you want me to tell you? There we go. We have a new signal on the Nasdaq, on the YM. I apologize. And it is valid. We have some traders followed me on the Nasdaq. I'm so glad. You're gonna walk away with $300-400 on that trade, guys. As you see, where is this ES? I don't know if you can see it on the YouTube. Where is the support line? The ES. Can you see how accurate that system from one chart to another and how they talk to each other? How the numbers telling you where I am? I mean, this is a good big difference when you are sure in a blind and when you are aware what's going on. It is amazing. And there we go, guys. We nailed you some good money on the Nasdaq. For the ones that want to keep it longer, you're very welcome to keep it longer. But your target is around 71 level, which is very good. The problem is, you see this line, a Scala. We are on that support line. The minute we break the second support line, this Nasdaq, it will be going down. But what I don't like is the reversal start plotting, which is, it is like when you are on a highway, on a German motorway, and when you're going on full speed and it start to blink in yellow for you, you need to slow down a bit. So this is in a way slowing you down because of there is a small support line in there. I don't know if you can see that on the YouTube, and we give you the new signal and everything is in order right now. Folks, thank you very much. If you want to look at the bigger picture on the ES, we have a very good potential to drop. If the 15 minutes is wide open, but if you want to go further in your trade today, you try to the limitation on the ES is going to be, please mark it on your chart, is 95.75, and then there is a lot of trouble once we hit the 94 level. So don't expect too much. It is probably, we are dropping for probably another 5-10 points. This is very good for an ES, but this is the trouble right there at 95.75. Destination for today is probably 94.50. Folks, that's all what we have for you today. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. For the ones don't like to use an ATM, you want to use full automated. To our traders, I'm using the 3 minutes on a fully automated. And the fully automated, it is put the trailing stops at the fib line, and it gives you the target. Also, it is very good on the 3 minutes, can clean a lot of noises. in the market, and you have less signals, but it is extremely get you out of a lot of a chop area and all the noises in the market. God bless you all, and see you all tomorrow, the same time, 10 o'clock Eastern time. Bye for now.